Oh man, what a problem. Markets are crashing right now. And we have to talk about what's going on with Luna, with Terra, and with Bitcoin, and a ton of more cryptos that are tied to what's going on. There's a huge market crash. Uh, it's kind of recuperating, kind of bouncing up a little bit, but just a tiny bit. And we still don't have confirmation that we are out of the woods. So I'm going to be showing you some graphs, and we will be discussing what's going on. We will be reading some tweets by the founder of UST, Do Kwon, and trying to figure out what's the most recent updates. Because if you have been invested in Luna or Terra or even BTC, you're probably worried about what's going on with the markets right now. So let's explore, and without further ado, let's get started. So this is the graph of Luna, and this is the major crash that's going on in the crypto market. Luna used to be at 118. Right now it's close to $6. It went as low as 1.5. So I'm not sure entirely what the price was last night when we did the video. I'm going to place there where we discussed the opportunities of investing in Luna and ANC. But I think it was around $4. So right now we're recuperating. We're back at 6. So Luna is kind of going down. Now, what is the meaning of this for Terra UST? Well, it means that the peg back to $1 is kind of working. So to confirm that, let's go and see the graph of UST. I tried to record this video about 40 minutes ago, and then had a major crash in my computer. Representing the crash of UST, and the price of UST back then was around 35 cents. Right now it's at 50 cents, 55 cents, so it's half the way back to $1 depeg. Now some hours ago, while I was sleeping, and it went to 22 cents, a little bit under that. So that was a major crash, and so we're seeing the peg going back up. So we're not out of the woods entirely, because we want to see the stablecoin to be $1 always. Now here's the thing, the little comforting thing. This happened to another token, an algorithmic token, not so long ago, which is called USDN, which follows more or less the same technical specs of USDT. Sorry, UST, not USDT. And let's see what happened there. It was at 99 cents per USDN. Then it went down all the way to 64 cents. So not as bad as UST, but still it was attacked. And then it lost the peg for a few days. Actually, I sold my USDN at 85 cents. And then it went back up to close to $1. Then as UST crashed, USDN came back down, and it's still not recovered. It's recovered a little bit better than UST, but there's a risk in algorithmic stablecoins because they are an experiment, guys. So although I will say this, UST is one of the largest stablecoins, and the fact that ANC, Anchor Protocol, was offering 20% interest on your dollars stablecoins, UST stablecoins, then that made it very attractive and very demanded. As you can see, UST was down all the way to 26. Now it's a little bit down. Now it's 49 cents. So it's going up and down. If we zoom into the 1 minute chart, we will see that it's been steadily going up since it reached 23 cents. So it's kind of pushing up. It's well, there's no use in making technical analysis in the 1 minute chart, but what I want you to see is it's kind of going back up. I mean, it's not where it should be, but there's hope. Now, you might be asking yourself, why is this happening? And there are culprits, right? There's people who might benefit from this happening. And in the long term, what's going to be happening is people in the crypto space, and you know, as you know, there's around $3 trillion, or there used to be $3 trillion in the crypto space. And most of us go through stable coins to get in and out of other tokens like Ethereum or even Bitcoin. If people lose faith in stablecoins, starting with algorithmic stablecoins, then this might throw the balance of the entire crypto space. So, who benefits from this? And there might be a couple of people who might benefit. One of them are central banks who don't like Bitcoin, especially stable coins, because they represent a way to compete with the actual currency. So, especially algorithmic stablecoins, because traditional stablecoins are supposedly backed by $1 for each USDT or USDC or PAX USD, etc. So, in theory, they have to buy their dollars and then put them for sale on the blockchain, but not algorithmic stablecoins. They don't go through the real token or the real currency. So, central banks do not like them. So, I don't know if they were involved, but they certainly benefit from people losing faith in these tokens, or not tokens, crypto. But there's potentially more people, and here's the scoop of things. LFG, which is one of the main developers of UST, reached their 3 billion BTC purchase to make the reserves of UST stronger back on the 5th of May, so Cinco de Mayo. So they actually purchased this Bitcoin at $37,000. So there were around 80,000 Bitcoin reserves to support the price and the peg of USD. So this is the first thing we know. And then just 2 days after this goal was reached, we had massive withdrawals from Anchor Protocol, which is where you would go and put this USD to work for you and earn 20%, close to 20% interest. So there were huge withdrawals from a pool number 53, which makes no difference, from the Anchor Protocol. So this was done on a weekends when there are low liquidity in these pools. So whoever did this knew they would affect bigly the price of the peg of USD, and therefore Luna. And of course, since now Terra Labs is using BTC to support the price of UST, the fact that it is going down when Luna has gone down so much, they are forced to sell their Bitcoin to keep the stablecoin stable. So by doing that, they will crash the price of Bitcoin as well. Because, I mean, guys, I don't know how many people you know who hold 80,000 Bitcoin, but there's not that many. So right now, let's see the price of Bitcoin. As Luna was crashing down, we went as low as $8,956 per Bitcoin. So that was really troublesome. And actually, we broke this support level, which turned into a ceiling or resistance level, but fortunately Bitcoin is so much larger than UST. We went back up and now we are at a recent level, so let's say above 30,000, close to 32. We're not there yet, but this brings me peace of mind. We are not out of the woods yet, and there's potential for Terra to keep going down, and therefore more Bitcoin reserves to be sold. And if this happens, then this could be the big black swan event that might crash Bitcoin and lead it to $20,000, which was predicted, let's zoom out again, by a number of people in the financial community. So let's see the chart of Bitcoin again, zoomed out. The next support under $30,000 is actually a very light support around $24,000. And then $20,000, which are not very solid supports. So if we don't manage to go back up in the next 2-3 days above, or stay above $30,000, then we could see $20,000 or $25,000, which hopefully won't happen. Now, let's see what the founder of Terra has to say about what's going on, because he did tweet about this. And let's refresh this to try to find out if there's something newer. So 4 hours ago, this was 9:30 a.m. Central, so that was like 4 a.m. Dear Terra community, let's click here. I understand that the last 72 hours have been extremely tough on all of you. I know that I am resolved to work with every one of you to weather this crisis, and we will build our way out of this together. Inspiring. Let's see what else. First, if you don't understand how Terra's peg stabilization mechanism works, here's a good overview, and you can actually go ahead and click on that. I'm going to briefly explain my understanding of how it works. Guys, as you know, I have a master's in finance, and it's hard for me to still understand the technical aspects of this. Of course, I didn't study programming, but this is mainly finance, right, guys? So the way I understand this works, there's two tokens. There's Terra and UST and Luna. And when UST is kind of depegging from $1, then Luna is put into action to compensate for the price. So it's kind of backing the price of or the peg of Terra. So if Luna is sold, then UST goes back up. And by Luna going down, there's opportunity for investors to make money because eventually Luna will go back up. Or at least that is how it is intended from my understanding. You can go here and click and try to read if you're good with technical aspects of cryptocurrency. I invite you to go there. If you have a better understanding, write it on the comment section. I would be interested in better understanding how it works. Suffice to say that by UST depegging, the first to suffer is Luna, and we've seen that because that's the token that has gone down the most in the last few days. So he goes on and says, a review of the current situation. UST is currently trading at 50 cents. When he published this, actually it went down to 20-something cents. So it got really worse after he published this. A significant deviation from its intended peg at $1. The price stabilization mechanism is absorbing UST supply, over 10% of the total supply. But the cost of absorbing so much stablecoins at the same time has stretched out the on-chain swap spread to 40%, and Luna price has diminished dramatically, absorbing the ARBs. So as we were mentioning, Luna is the first to suffer when it's depegging. Before anything else, the only path forward will be to absorb the stablecoin supply that wants to exit before UST can start to repay. There is no way around it. Basically, he says they're willing to buy every UST that people are willing to sell instead of going in the open market. So they say that thunder has the thunder has to finish before we can see the clouds fade out, basically. Then he continues, we propose several remedial measures to aid the peg mechanism to absorb supply. So he goes really technical. First, we endorse the community proposal 1164 to increase the base pool from 50 million to 100 million SDR. I don't know exactly what SDR is in his terms. There is a currency named SDR composed of a basket of several major country currencies, so he might be meaning this. The takeaway is that this will increase the minting capacity from 293 million to 1,200 million. So this would increase the purchasing back of UST, the speed of buying it. And this is actually what he confirms here. This should allow the system to absorb the UST more quickly. So they're going to be repurchasing UST. Now, where do they get the money to make this repurchase, right, guys? This is the main question. And we already spoke. They have huge reserves of Bitcoin. So they will have to sell those reserves far under the price to purchase them to do this. And by doing that, the price of Bitcoin could potentially continue crashing under 30,000 and potentially go back to 20,000 though. So this is worrisome. However, hope is not lost because Well, let's keep reading and I'll tell you why there's still hope for Bitcoin and Terra and Luna. More ideas will be discussed in the community forum. So if you have more ideas, just click here and propose ideas. I'm not sure if they're actually reading them while they're trying to fix the problem, but I mean, it doesn't hurt. With the current on-chain spread, peg pressure, and UST burn rate, the supply of overhang of UST, for example, bad debt, people leveraging and getting more UST, this is what he means, should continue to decrease until parity is reached and spreads begin healing. So yeah, naturally this is at a high cost to UST and Luna holders. Yes, both are suffering, but we will continue to explore various options to bring more exogenous capital to the ecosystem and reduce supply overhang on UST. So this is the bit of news I was telling you that brings hope, because I read yesterday that Do Kwon, the founder of Terra Labs, is actually working with investors whereby he would be selling Luna at 50% discount if they can bring enough money, enough dollars to make the peg go back up. If this happens, he won't be needing to sell all his BTC, which would hold out the massive sale of BTC and eventual crash of BTC, or even further crash, because we already crashed, guys. We went down to $28,000. That's not normal. As we begin to rebuild UST, we will adjust its mechanism to be collateralized. So it is currently collateralized with BTC. I don't know if he means he's going to be actually purchasing real US dollars, which would make the central bank happy, right? The Fed. He's not saying what he will particularly be using as collateral, but if he's going to be using dollars, he would be turning USD into somewhat of a USDT or USDC stablecoin. The Terra ecosystem is one of the most vibrant in the crypto industry, with hundreds of passionate teams building category-defining applications within. This is true. This is a very vibrant community, and UST is one of the main stablecoins in the crypto world. So yeah, we will come out of this together. Terra's focus has always been oriented itself around the long-term horizon. And another setback this May, similar to last year, and it's true they had a depeg last year, will not deter the lunatics, which is the community. Short-term stumbles do not define what you can accomplish. It is how you respond that matters. True. Terra's return to form will be a sight to behold, hopefully. We are here to stay, and we're going to keep making noise. So guys, if we take what happened to USDN, Neutrino USD, another algorithmic token, as an example, they got back to peg, and this is minor algorithmic stablecoin. So being that UST is one of the most demanded coins, especially because 20% interest is offered on your UST, the potential for it to go back to $1 peg is higher. I'm not a financial advisor. I could not assure this would happen, but there's a big possibility that that might happen. So if this does happen, well, if you have UST, it's a possibility that you would not be losing anything. I sold my USDN at a discount, and I regret that. There's always the risk of it going down. Now, I still confirm what we said on our last night's video. The price of Luna is still going up. I mean, there's a good opportunity for it to go up. Let's see the 1-year chart. So it's a 421. Remember, guys, it went down to $2, around $2, and it used to be 119, 118. So there's still a good chance that it will go up. So if you have money lying around that you don't care to waste, you were looking to going to a concert and pay $200 or $100 for that concert, and it's a band that you're not entirely a big fan of, and you want to bet that in here, I would potentially, I'm not a financial advisor, but I would do this. I mean, I would take those $100 and invest them in Luna and potentially see it 20x, so that could turn into $2,000. Of course, do not invest anything that you cannot afford to lose, because it could go down to far down. And as I was mentioning, how far down? Let's see. its support, next support, it is currently at a good support, but its next support, it is around, let's see, $3. It touched already $3. So we could see it at around $1.20. So it could, I mean, if Do Kwon does manage to fix this, it could go further down. But if they fix it, and we have been seeing UST going up, and it's now at 52 cents, so it's up 2 cents since we started this video. We can see it's been going back up steeply. So if he fixes this, then we will potentially see the price of Luna in the coming weeks go back to 50, or at least, let's see, a good support is 30. So that's almost at 10x. So I would like to see that. So again, if you have money lying over anywhere in your house that you are willing to risk, that's a good opportunity. So I hope this was useful to you guys. I hope to have provided some light into what's going on. And if it was useful or entertaining or educational, do like this video. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you want to learn more about how to invest like a Silicon Valley investor would do. See you on the next video. Bye-bye now.